here are 3 tools to help scale your Amazon business, okay? So number 1, we have Splitly. And I've included links to all these below, and I'm going to quickly kind of go through and explain what they are. Super, super powerful tools, guys. Number 1, we have Splitly. What this does is kind of 2 main things. There's really 3 functions, as you can see here. We have 1, 2, and 3. But there's 2, these first 2 are, in my opinion, much more important. So number 1, algorithmic split testing, really A/B testing. For those of you who don't know what A/B testing is, or have never A/B tested your Amazon listing before, basically you have 2 versions of your listing. I'm just going to make up some examples, but let's say you try one main photo versus another. Like let's say, maybe your main photo is, you have 2 different main photos. Another example could be you have, emojis in your bullet points, and the other one you don't have any emojis in your bullet points. And basically you want to see what variation of your listing drives more sales, right? And whichever listing wins. So you kind of A/B test where you have listing A and listing B. And Splitly kind of, helps basically show which variation of your listing is going to ultimately make more money for you, generate more sales, and ultimately more profit for you. And then they'll kind of find a winner using their, using their algorithm and kind of Amazon's algorithm, right? Just based on some statistical significance. And then basically, once that winning listing has been found, you then find a way to split that listing and then basically keep splitting and refining, and A/B testing constantly. So you might test emojis to see if with or without emojis works. And you say, oh, look, the listing with emojis gets more sales. Let's start using emojis moving forward. And then you're like, okay, let's take this emoji listing that just won, and let's have 2 different front images, and let's see which image is better for our first image. And then one of the images wins, and then, okay, let's take this listing, and then, right, and kind of keep doing that. Super powerful. It's going to be an exponential increase in results. You may not see huge results right away, although there are often cases that you will. But this is a great kind of strategy for the long term that I highly recommend. Constantly optimize and test your listings. Number 2, and kind of what they're, in my opinion, what they're even, an even more powerful service that's very, very unique is this pricing optimation service. So basically, Splitly uses multiple regression analysis, or it may be some form of regression analysis, but it is regression analysis that basically determines the ideal price point for your product. What does that mean, ideal price point? Basically, Splitly will test your price point for your product at a specific range, right? You give them a range, and they test different random price points like 1987, like 2123, right? Different random kind of price points. And again, there's rhyme and there's reason to it, right? It's not just random, but and test these different price points to find which price point generates more profit for your business, right? Because when you're selling at a lower price point and generating less profit, but if you sell a ton, a lot more, then you could be making more profit. Or maybe if you raise your price, you still sell around the same amount, that's going to be more profit for you. Or maybe if you increase your price, but in your sales only decrease a little bit, right, that still could increase your profitability overall. So basically, they're going to find for you is having a lower price point and selling more units better for your listing, or having a higher price point and selling the same, or maybe if it's even more, in some cases, it's actually you sell more by increasing your price point, which is the best scenario, right? And they test using regression analysis to find what price point generates the most profit for your listing, and it's all automated. You sit back and just let them do it. It's super powerful. And again, both of these services will have a profound long-term effect. Very, very powerful. Highly recommend. I've included a link that you can use below. I appreciate it if you use the link. It's an affiliate link, but like all my other links, if you don't want to, feel free to just bypass and use Google, but I would really appreciate it. So that's number 1. Number 2, we have JOELISTER, okay? JOELISTER, so you're obviously selling online. Amazon's the largest e-commerce platform in the world. eBay is number 2. So what JOELISTER does is syncs your Amazon account, your Amazon listing with eBay, and basically gets you kind of free sales through eBay. Now, your profit is going to be less because of the cost of JOELISTER, because of the of eBay fees and things like that. So it won't be as profitable as your sales on Amazon. However, additional profit is additional profit. You're going to make, and this is like my philosophy on PPC, if you're using eBay, if anything else, Instagram influencers, anything, any kind of paid advertising or paid service to specifically generate more sales. Like if you get sales through eBay, those are most likely sales you would not have received if you weren't selling on eBay. So what that means is, even if, let's just say you make $1 in profit per unit and you sell like, 10 units a month. So you made an extra $10, right? By using JOELISTER. And let's just assume that's very low. It depends on your product. I do a lot more than that, than $10 a month on average for all my products using JOELISTER. But let's just assume that. That's $10 you wouldn't have had otherwise, right? Because when you reorder product, it's going to be the exact same amount of effort for you, right? Like it's really not a whole lot extra effort, or really even any extra effort in terms of reordering, and that's 10 extra bucks in your pocket, right? So like even if it's a small amount, or even if it's, let's say, just $100, right? That's $100 that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And again, let's assume this is profit too. This isn't, we made $100, we spent $120, then that would be a negative situation. But extra profit is extra profit if it's automated, right? If it just takes you a little bit of time. It takes me a little bit more than 5 minutes for me to set this up. However, it's very fast. It took me like probably less than 20 minutes to connect JOELISTER to my Amazon account. So you're basically going to make extra sales you would not have made otherwise. And if you're skeptical about this, go into any Facebook group, including our own Facebook group, and just look up JOELISTER in the search bar, and you'll see people rave about this. In general, a lot of people really like the service. I am one of them. I really like the service. I get a lot more sales, not a ton of sales, but I get more sales every month and an extra profit that I wouldn't have had otherwise. So if you want to make more money, get JOELISTER. If you don't, ignore it. That's fine. Again, I have a link below. Appreciate it if you use it, but whatever you feel is the best situation for you. And honestly, if you're just starting off, you don't have to get started with this right away. It can still be beneficial, okay? It can still absolutely be worth it and be beneficial, but I'd wait till you start seeing, when you start, and this is just in general for any of these kind of additional or extra services, wait until you get a few organic sales and you actually start seeing like, oh wow, this Amazon FBA thing, it really works. Oh wow, it's not a scam, it's making me money. Once you realize that and once you see that, then that's when I recommend reinvesting into your business, and that's when I'd recommend kind of, or at least looking into the opportunity of getting JOELISTER, okay? So that's number 2, super powerful, basically free sales, connecting your Amazon account to eBay and getting free sales through eBay, And then we have, lastly, I forgot to load it, Empire Flippers. So what you're doing is, obviously you're making money right now, which is great, right? You're making money every month through your Amazon business. At some point you may decide, man, I really want to invest in real estate. I really want to invest in cryptocurrency. I don't know. Or hey, I just want money to buy a home or whatever it may be, like a really expensive house. I want some cash, and I don't want to continue on with this product for whatever reason. What you can do is you can either sell your entire Amazon business, or you can sell one of your product lines. If you have multiple different products, you can sell one of your products even through Empire Flippers. So what Empire Flippers is basically a marketplace that connects business owners, online business owners, I should say. This is specifically for online business, with internet investors. So this is it's a place that you can basically sell your Amazon business or sell one of your products, in terms of not like the product itself, but the brand, the company, everything kind of surrounding it. And you can kind of sell that to a potential investor. And what you can actually do with this site, which is really kind of interesting, especially when you get up and running, is go ahead and use, I forget where it is on the site, but it's fairly easy to find. If you go in for sellers, you can actually use the site to see how much your Amazon business is worth. Okay, so you can actually see like how much could I actually legitimately sell this for. So it's kind of a fun thing to do, and it's something to honestly consider down the road. Again, if it makes sense, you don't have to. If you're like, I just want to keep making money and generating income from my Amazon business and from all my Amazon products, that's fine. But if you're like, hey, this is great, I'm making a lot of money, but man, I could really use some capital right now for whatever project, whether it's for myself or for another business venture or whatever it is, consider using Empire Flippers to sell your online business, or just have this in your mind. You don't have to use Empire Flippers. There's plenty of other sites, and there are other family members and friends and colleagues. There's people who have approached me who are like, hey Sumner, like legitimately, so many people are like, I want to invest in your business. Like, how much would it cost to buy your business? Like, it sounds so awesome. I want a piece of it. And unfortunately, I cannot do that, and it's not worth it to me to do that. But there is a lot of interest out there. Again, your whole goal and point is to build an equitable, cash generating machine that can either you use to generate income every single month, or you can sell for a big kind of like payday. Either way, it's a really great kind of tool, something to keep in mind. And each of these tools is super powerful, particularly these, obviously, when you're JOELISTER and Splitly, as you're kind of growing your business. And then, of course, if you ever want to kind of sell your business, Empire Flippers is a great resource. So I hope this has been helpful. If you have any questions about any of this, or maybe you have some other tools that are super powerful, have really helped you that I haven't mentioned, let me know in the comments below, and join our Facebook group, comment in our group, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Help if you have helpful information, help other sellers out. We want to kind of, we want a community for each other. We want to be there for each other. So be sure to do that. If you like the video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up below and hitting the subscribe button. Seriously, because I have a lot of great videos just like this and many more coming to you very soon on my channel. I want to make sure you don't miss out. So yeah, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thanks so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.